Remove meaning. I find women who are challenged in moving forward can have an issue with giving relapses a meaning. And it can be a meaning that it doesn't really have, okay? It can be trying to heal from the meaning you gave it. So let's talk about meaning for just a minute. And there's much more on this on other DVDs, but here's an example, really quick one. Okay, he doesn't put the toilet seat down for you. Your meaning, he doesn't love you. If he loved me, he'd put the toilet seat down, especially because I told him several times, right? So now the meaning of the toilet seat for you is he doesn't love you. Now, that's a meaning you made up. It doesn't have to be factually based, but you will struggle with the emotions because of that meaning. Every time you see that seat not down, you'll have feelings of unloved and rejection and pain that you caused because of the meaning. Now, the truth is, he is selfish, thoughtless, unaware, inconsiderate, immature, but he still could love you. Okay? That's all possible. Immature people can love. Okay? Your teenagers are immature and they love you. Okay? They can do things that are not thoughtful and love at the same time. But if a woman gives meaning, now she's dealing with the feelings of a meaning, and the meaning may not have anything to do with truth. Okay? And when you believe he doesn't love you because of that, then your behavior and your resentment and all those feelings can become a problem for you, okay? Because it's based on the meaning. Now, when a husband relapses, I've heard meanings like this. Now remember, I've counseled thousands of women like you, thousands, who've been in pain, who've been lied to, who've been hurt, who've had addiction, infidelity, intimacy, anorexia, who haven't had sex in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, the whole spectrum of what this addiction process can bring to a woman. I've had to deal with it. But here's what some of them have told me when he relapses. Now again, it doesn't matter what the relapse is because the meaning is manufactured. It could be as little as looking at a woman, looking at something inappropriate, maybe like a Victoria's Secret ad or commercial, okay? All the way to multiple more infidelities or infidelities with people she really cares about that are close to her. It can range all the way to there. So his behavior is not what we're talking about. It's the meaning you give his behavior, all right? So if you give the meaning, he loves her, or he loves it, he loves the image, he loves the computer, okay? He doesn't love me. That's the reverse of that. I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm ugly, I'm old. Okay, that's an interesting meaning, but I've heard all of those. I'm not good in bed. I've heard that. And their husbands totally disqualify that. I'm not good at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make a list of 100. Okay? Now, these are all out there, okay? But I've heard all of them by normal women who are very rational on a good day, okay? But relapse causes pain, and you're trying to address the pain issue, and so you'll come at it from a relational perspective, even though when he acts out, he's in an object reality. And you'll put your relational perspective on top of an object reality, and so you're making up something that's not true. The truth is he acted out because he chose to. Okay, he is immature. He could be selfish, and many other things. At the moment he acts out. Now, that moment defines him at that moment, but it doesn't define him completely for all time unless you create that story. Okay, you stole the cookie. You were always a thief for the rest of my life. That's not true. I stole the cookie. Okay, now I'm not trying to minimize what he's doing. Okay, I'm trying to maximize what sometimes women do, which is they give it a meaning. And then he never leaves the photograph. He never leaves the movie. Okay, the truth is he relapsed. That was a really bad choice. He was irresponsible. He was selfish. He was medicating. He wasn't thinking about you. Nobody had value, including himself. If he had value, he wouldn't abandon himself and he wouldn't hurt himself. Okay? That's all true. Now, if you give it meaning, though, your process in dealing with a relapse is going to be harder because you're going to be coming from a meaning. Okay? Now, walking through the meaning of a relapse to you will be an important part of what you can do to help heal yourself. So, If you have given it a meaning, you have to write down what the meaning is, maybe talk to your sponsor and think through this. Okay, if someone is emotionally immature, does that behavior have the same implications? Okay, and you walk through this and go, okay, the real meaning is he made a bad choice. All right, hopefully he's being responsible. Hopefully after watching this tape, he's a lot more aware, okay? But that's the truth. And if you keep throwing meaning and you keep trying to push meaning on him and, no, you did that because of this reason and this reason and this reason. And unless he just lies to you and says, you're right, okay, which puts him in a very compromising situation. I have to lie to you to get you to be happy, but now I have to lie. I'm trying to work a program of honesty. So that gets conflicting. So if it's a meaning issue, maybe talk to a third party, a counselor, and see if you can find out the truth of that and accept that and kind of disrobe the meaning and look at the bare thing and go, that's a relapse, that was a bad choice, he made it, it has nothing to do with me. Because I find, ladies, if you give the meaning, and especially if the meaning has to do with about you, you're going to be in a much longer process of trying to recover from relapse than a woman who doesn't give it meaning and says, that's you, that's your bad choice, has nothing to do with me, and I hope you figure it out. That woman is not creating meaning, and she's not going to go through the same kind of consternation and pain and need to constantly reprocess it because you're really trying to create something that doesn't exist. So if meaning is part of your process that with a woman or a therapist and see if you can strip through that so that you're not in any way taking any responsibility